It was a good weekend for the Athletics. A 4-game series with the Yankees ended up being 3 victories for the green and gold. The A's took advantage of some outstanding starting pitching, and their clutch hits secured them their first series win at home. Tonight they hit the road to the Motor City to take on their American League nemesis, the Detroit Tigers. For not being in their division, the A's have had all they can handle with the Tigers over the recent past. It's the first of 3 A's-Tigers from Comerica Park next. The 6-game road trip for the A's starts tonight at Comerica Park in downtown Detroit. Stephen Vogt and the Athletics playing much better baseball, and they're taking on a struggling Detroit Tigers team. And the Tigers will send the big fella Alfredo Simon to the mound. He will be opposed by Kendall Graveman. So it's game 1 of a 3-game series from Detroit. It's the Oakland A's against the Detroit Tigers. You'll see it right here on Comcast Sportsnet, California. Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's Baseball. Along with Ray Fosse, I'm Glenn Kuiper. A's have won 6 out of 9, starting to play better baseball. And Ray, their hottest hitter right now is the leadoff man, Billy Burns.
He's hitting home runs, too. He hit 2 in the same week and hit 1 against CC Sabathia. This is not something you want to see that much of. Signing autographs, yes. That's nothing wrong with that because Billy is a very personal young man. This is, though, a home run on a first-pitch breaking ball is not really what you want to see from Billy Burns. What you're going to see is this. A lot of speed, swinging the bat and taking advantage of the speed that he has, hitting doubles, stealing bases, and really the igniter on this ball club, playing an outstanding center field. This stealing third base, Sunday was outstanding. He did that on his own, almost got to score. He did score on Stephen Vogt's home run, but he is an igniter for this ball club. Couldn't be a better guy to have, especially playing in this big center field here at Comerica Park.
Kendall Graveman will make his 3rd start since coming back from the minor leagues, and Ray, he's been pretty good in his first 2 starts since coming back.
And probably the best thing for him was go to AAA because all of a sudden he comes back, he's throwing the sinking fastball, getting ground ball outs, which he did at St. Petersburg against the Tampa Bay Rays. He knows how to pitch. It slowed down for him considerably, and perhaps going back to Nashville was just what he needed.
And for the Tigers, it would be the big right-hander Alfredo Simon, who's having a very good year in what is his free agent year here for the Tigers. So we'll have lineups and first pitch when we come back to Comerica Park. It's the first of a 3-game series between the A's and the Tigers. Stick around. from A's baseball. The A's and the Tigers in the first of a 3-game series. Let's check the game time weather for tonight. It's presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is now open daily. And it's a 68-degree night, but it's cooling off. And I think when it's all said and done, it'll be a bit of a chilly evening, but very comfortable. Humidity at 50%, so sometimes this part of the country you can get pretty good humidity, but that's not the case tonight. So the Tigers take the field with the classic all-white Tiger uniforms at home. Let's look at the lineup tonight for the Athletics. It starts with Billy Burns. He's in center. Ben Zobrist is in left. Stephen Vogt is the catcher. Then it's Billy Butler at DH. Josh Reddick in right. Brett Lawrie's at third. Max Muncy will play first base. Simeon is the shortstop, and Sogard is the second baseman.
Alfredo Simon. Alfredo Simon, the starting pitcher for the Tigers, and for Simon, his numbers here at Comerica Park are unbelievable. He's 3-0 with a sub-1 earned run average, and so that is what the A's have to face tonight. And pretty good fastball that he throws in the low 90s, but for Alfredo Simon, unfortunately for him, had to leave the Tigers last week when the Tigers were at the Coliseum for bereavement. So he was scheduled to start the last game, but Brad Ausmus had to go with a bullpen by committee, and they did win the series finale against the Athletics. But Simon faced the A's tonight here for the first time in the last 3 years in Cincinnati. Pitched well. Tigers were very happy to get him in a trade in the offseason.
So defensively for the Tigers, looks like this. Cespedes in left, Goes in center, Martinez in right. Castellanos, Iglesias, Kinsler, Cabrera are on the infield third to first, and James McCann is the catcher. So Miguel Cabrera and the Tigers struggling some, and just reading the local papers today, Ray, it sounds like they're getting a little frustrated. They're just not playing great baseball, and they're not hitting a lot, which is hard to imagine.
It's amazing what one player missing in Victor Martinez can do for an entire ball club, and that is exactly what, of course, Alex Avila also on the disabled list with a knee injury. Of course, Victor not even with the ball club. He's trying to rehab down in Florida. But they need to get both of them back, and especially Victor Martinez, to protect Miguel Cabrera.
So the first pitch of the ball game is a ball to the red-hot Billy Burns. Burns hitting .327, couple of home runs, 3 RBIs. And Burns hits it foul straight back, just a little bit to our left. A's come in 20-33 on the year. As we said in our open, they have won 6 out of 9. So game number 54, Ray. So after tonight, we are 1/3 of the way through the season. There's your umpires. Fairchild, Chad Fairchild calling balls and strikes. Hudson, Joyce, and Gibson round out the umpiring crew. So 1-1 to Burns. A's are 11-16 on the road. So an opportunity to continue their climb toward the 500 mark at 20-33, with 3 against the Tigers and 3 against the Red Sox coming up this weekend. Burns hits it high and foul again left side, so the count even at 2-2. Zobrist to follow, and then Vogt. Big Alfredo Simon kicks, and the 2-2 pitch is bunted foul, and that would be a strikeout, folks. So Billy Burns heads back to the dugout, and that's how this ball game gets started.
And he didn't have to bunt. Pitch was out of the strike zone. He could have taken it for ball 3. And you know, when you commit to bunt with 2 strikes, you don't have to complete it. And that pitch clearly chest high, might have been the split that he likes to throw that stayed up. But he has laid down successfully a 2-strike bunt. But this time, maybe a little bit too anxious on a pitch that was clearly a ball.
So 1 out, and here's Ben Zobrist. There's the big shift on for Zobrist. It is Castellanos, the third baseman, who is out in short right field. We saw that last weekend with the Tigers. They will make their third baseman do the big jog across the diamond when there's a shift on. They'll leave Iglesias, their shortstop, in his normal spot. And Zobrist takes a strike. So the count 1-1. Zobrist hitting .243 with a homer and 10 RBIs. Checks his swing. No swing, says Greg Gibson down at third. So the A's starting the month of June after going 11-19 in May. So that was let's turn the calendar.
They won on the first day of the month of May and the last day of the month of May. In between wasn't that great, but good time to start a new month with the first day off, as was the case yesterday.
Another check swing and another no swing. So the count 3-1. So the A's 9-14 in April, 11-19 in May. So they're looking for a good month of June.
Bat straight back towards the catcher. A very easy call for Greg Gibson at third base.
3-1 pitch is inside, and it's a 1-out walk to Zobrist.
Well, Cap, we know that Comerica Park is huge, especially left center and right center, and goes to center fielder. Has maybe 50 to 60 feet to the back of the wall. You can see how shallow he's playing. But it is a long way to straightaway center. Billy Butler taking batting practice, saying this is a big yard. Well, we know that. They've shortened the distance a little bit in left field, considerably actually. If you take both bullpens, actually now are taking in some of the stands. Right field 330 down the line, but it is a very, very big yard, especially from right center to left center. It kind of juts out towards the out-of-town scoreboard at right center.
So here's Stephen Vogt. First pitch to Vogt. Off speed is high. Vogt coming in .322 is the average. 11 home runs and 38 runs batted in. Vogt had a good series against the Yankees. He was 5 for 14. Knocked in 5 runs. So Stephen Vogt, as we reach the 1/3 point of the season, just continues to hit. Iglesias, the shortstop, playing right behind second base. And the pitch just inside, and now it's 2-0. Here's our Ford right choice yesterday, or make that Sunday. Stephen Vogt homer in that Yankee series, a 2-run shot, and it was a big one.
And pulled the hands in, just trying to hit a sac fly, and just made an adjustment on a pitch that was inside, and ended up hitting it down the line, taking advantage of the wind blowing a little bit to right field.
So the A's won the game 3-0, and Stephen Vogt a 2-run homer and a sacrifice fly. So he knocked in all 3 runs in that victory. 38 RBIs on the year, tied for 3rd in the American League in that category. And behind in the count, or ahead of the count, excuse me, 3-0. Billy Butler waiting in the on-deck circle. Not close. So Alfredo Simon, who hasn't pitched in 10 days, a little off with his control early on. So the season comparison for Stephen Vogt. He played in 84 games last year. And he's already shot past the RBI total. Big difference in batting average. Look at the OPS, on base percentage plus slugging percentage.
Stephen Vogt was telling me, Kuiper, we have talked often about how hitters who hit home runs, usually it's by accident. And Jeff Jones visiting with his pitcher. But Stephen said there's only one time out of his 11 home runs that he's actually thought about hitting home run. And that was when he hit his first multi-home run game against Jeremy Guthrie at Kansas City, which was at Kansas City. He said, if he throws me a cut fastball on the 3-1 count, I'm going to go out and rake it, hit a home run. And he did. The other 10 have come just like the one on Sunday, where trying to hit a sac fly, ended up hitting the ball deep enough to hit a home run. But that's usually what happens, because you don't really try to hit home runs. If you do, you're going to end up striking out a lot, missing a lot of pitches.
So here's Butler. First pitch to the designated hitter is in for a strike.
Well, the numbers that Simon has put up here at Comerica Park, the 3-0 with a sub-1 ERA. And he said he had not pitched for 10 days because of bereavement, but it's one of those that if he's had success, you want to get him early if you can. And the A's have put a couple of runners on via the walk and looking for a big hit from Billy Butler.
And Butler lines one foul well out in front. So 0-2 to Butler, hitting .261 with 4 home runs and 26 RBIs. Reddick to follow for the A's here in the first, threatening in the first. Home and road breakdown for Alfredo Simon. Well, he's been very good at Comerica Park his first year with the Tigers. Big fella, 6'6", 270 pounds is what the media guide says.
He's every bit of it.
Taps slowly out in front. It's picked up by Simon. He underhands to first. Butler's retired. Runners move up to second and third.
Pretty good split that time of the 2-strike pitch, and Billy Butler just trying to protect. A couple he threw to Stephen Vogt did nothing except enter outside, but this one straight down, and you see the tumbling effect, and looked like it's more towards the middle of the plate, ended up towards the outside part, and as a result, off the end of the bat, an easy out.
So Reddick with a chance. He's need a 2-out hit. Zobrist at third, Vogt at second. And Reddick hits one high in the air to right field into the corner. J.D. Martinez is going to have room, and he makes the catch. Side retired. So the A's get a couple of walks. They're both stranded, and they do not score in the top of the first. In the bottom of the first, this is their lineup. Anthony goes in center. Jose Iglesias, the shortstop. Miguel Cabrera's at first. Cespedes in left, and then Kinzer drops down to the 5th spot. He's really been struggling near the top of the order. J.D. Martinez hits 6th. Tyler Collins will DH. Nick Castellanos is the third baseman. James McCann is your catcher.
Kendall Graveman is starting for the Athletics, and his third start since returning from AAA. He defeated the Tampa Bay Rays, and against the Yankees had a no decision, but A's did win that game. So Kendall facing the Tigers for the first ever time. And of course means here at Comerica Park, a big yard for him, but still like to get the sinking fastball working.
Goes, swings at the first pitch, dribbles it foul down the first base line. So Anthony goes. Done a nice job for the Tigers, coming over in a trade from the Blue Jays. Average at .314, good on base percentage. And that one into the glove on a backhand to Laurie, who made a nice play. He was playing in. Not a whole lot of time to react, and he made a good play. Defensively for the Athletics, it's Zobrist, Burns, and Reddick in the outfield. Laurie, Simeon, Sogard, Muncy infield with Stephen Vogt doing the catching.
And Ghost is a perfect guy to keep off the bases. As we saw in Oakland, he led off the game. That was the Jesse Chavez start. Stowe second, went to third, sac fly, 1-0. A's lose. So Ghost with outstanding speed. Rajay Davis is on leave as his wife expecting their second child. So Rajay, another speed merchant who is not with the ball club, and as badly as you want to see Rajay Davis, you don't want to see him because he can cause a lot of havoc.
He's had some big hits against the A's. Knocked down by Laurie, flips to first. Iglesias is retired, so 2 ground ball outs here in the bottom of the first for Kendall Graveman.
And that's exactly what Graveman wants. He wants ground balls, and again, this is a big park. Fly balls really go nowhere. So infielders can stay loose and sharp and ready, and Brett Laurie has gotten the first 2. And gotten the first 2 out, and if you want Miguel Cabrera to come up to hit, this is the best way. Nobody on base.
First pitch to Cabrera is a little bit low. 333 the average for Cabrera, 11 home runs and 34 RBIs. Low strike call. Graveman hopes to get that call all night long.
Well, just keep it down to that part of the hitting zone too. You get a lot of ground ball outs that way.
That one's hit to right, hit well. Reddick going back, still going back, and he leaps against the wall and he made the catch. What a play by Reddick. It was not going to leave the yard, but it would have been extra bases for Cabrera as he looks over at Reddick. And that's a nice play to end the bottom of the first.
You said it best about keeping the ball down low, except for this guy. This ball is a very good pitch to hit on the ground. Instead, Reddick has to go back to the wall, bang into the wall after catching on the warning track. And Cabrera's look on his face was priceless because he saw the play that Josh Reddick made and it's like, well, look at this. Like, whoa, wow, what a play. That's right. He can play. He's won a Gold Glove. But I tell you, Cabrera drove it a long way considering the location. He went down and got under a good sinking fastball and almost drove it out to right field. That's his power. That means he's healthy if he's driving the ball that well to the opposite field.
Good breaking ball in first strike. Quick 0-2 to Brett Laurie. Hitting .266 with 4 homers, 20 RBI. Simon tries to stretch it a little bit, get him to chase.
The split finger fastball is one that Simon likes to go to with 2 strikes, and been pretty consistent, especially the last 3 batters: Butler, Reddick, and now Brett Lawrie.
Went out there again. Lawrie lays off. So 2-2 the count. Muncy to follow, and then Semien here in the top of the 2nd inning from Comerica Park.
If the wiggles the split, it's coming again. Yep, he's trying to establish his split finger, and that's 3 in a row out of the strike zone. McCann called a fastball away and then a slider, and then Simon wanted to go to the splitter.
So full count to Brett Lawrie. Simon walked a couple in the 1st inning, but the A's could not take advantage.
What a catcher usually does, he goes to the pitch, which is a splitter, and let it shake away from him. That's exactly what he did.
And he got him with a fastball, 94 miles an hour, and he kept it away from Lawrie. So 2nd strikeout from Alfredo Simon. Here's the breakdown. See the splitter 35% of the time he throws it, and that may be the highest splitter percentage we've ever seen. Alfredo Simon, who came over in a trade from the Cincinnati Reds in December. Really had always pretty much pitched his entire career out of the bullpen up until last year. And he had a terrific season. He was an all-star last year in the National League. Ray, he was 15-10 with the Reds. So he had a terrific season, and this is his free agent year. He's 34 years old, so he's pitching for a contract. Here's the numbers last year: 196 innings. So he really had a very fine season. Good enough to be an all-star.
And only 56 walks, 127 strikeouts. So 2 tonight in the 1st inning might be it for the A's.
There's that splitter, and it doesn't look, Ray, like it's the real hard splitter. It almost floats a little bit. This one really floated.
Yeah, there's your EFA at about 60 miles an hour.
Now, that wasn't necessarily the pitch I was talking about.
No.
But it just doesn't have that sharp breakdown into the dirt splitter like a lot of guys have. Almost acts like a changeup. But it's a big pitch for him.
Darren Bush talked about the pitch he just threw at about 60 miles an hour. The one that looked like the Eva's pitch, just floated it up there trying to get it close enough to the plate. The hitter might swing and pop it up.
2-2. Muncy out in front, hooked it foul.
Think about Simon. If he's an all-star this year, he goes back to Cincinnati, as that will be the site of the all-star game in July.
From the Dominican Republic. His 6th full year in the big leagues. Two-two. There's the splitter. Muncy swings and misses. Back-to-back strikeouts here in the 2nd.
I can understand why he's had success. If he throws this pitch that well, which he just did, to get a strikeout, pitch out of the strike zone, you can see the split finger grip with a center field shot. Index and middle finger split, and basically that's it. He throws just like the fastball, split the fingers. The closer the fingers are together, the harder you throw. Split them, and it's much slower.
So he gets ahead with a fastball to Marcus Semien, hitting .283, 6 home runs, 16 RBIs.
And supposedly it was Roger Craig when he managed the Tigers in what, 84, in that era. He had camp and he would teach the changeup, and basically it was a split of the fingers, and that's how he taught throwing a changeup. And of course, been some great pitchers who have used the split as an out pitch, as Simon is doing tonight.
There it is again.
Okay, but unfortunately, I think from the hitter standpoint, you don't see a lot of pitchers throw this pitch, and that's why for a hitter it's a little bit unusual, because you're going to see everything but a split, and this guy throws so many of them that you got to get used to it.
So you're saying you're just not, it's not that you're not used to seeing a split, you're just not used to seeing it 35% of his pitching.
Exactly. And you can know he's going to throw it that percentage of time, and it's still, if it's working, it's a very difficult pitch to hit because it tumbles, comes out of the hand like a fastball, and the velocity is much slower and goes straight down.
And there it is again. How about that inning? Struck out the side, all swinging. So an impressive inning for Alfredo Simon, and the A's do not score. Bottom of the second coming up.
Or to book your group jersey day outing, call 510-638-GO-A's or visit athletics.com/jersey.
And Juan Cespedes leading it off for the Tigers here in the bottom of the second. Graveman, 3 up, 3 down, first inning with a couple of ground outs. The numbers for Cespedes: 283, 7 homers, 28 RBIs. Taps this one toward third. Laurie quickly across in time, 1 out.
Well, I think the left side of the infield might be busy tonight.
Be ready.
Brent Laurie already 3 assists, 3 ground balls. And that time he backed up. Remember at the Coliseum, what he's throwing. He's amazing. Brent Laurie just rolled the ball across the infield to Omar Vizquel so he could throw it to somebody in the stands and got a new ball. I mean, I can't even explain some of the things he does. But he did back up at Oakland, cost him an error. Tonight, he almost backed up on Cespedes. Then once he caught it, got rid of it quickly.
On 1 to Kinsler. So now 1-1 the count.
When we last saw Ian Kinsler, he had a 0 on the home run column. He did hit 1 in Anaheim after the Tigers left Oakland.
And Kinsler skies 1 to right field. Sogard's out, and Sogard shuffling back to his left, and he's got it for the second out. So with 2 away, here's J.D. Martinez. Martinez, 267, 9 homers, 22 RBIs. The Tigers right fielder.
And he's got the same name as Victor, but I think they'd love to have Victor back.
Yeah, they miss Victor.
Yes, they do. Switch hitting, great hitter. I mean, Victor Martinez, every time he swings, he makes contact, and he is sorely missed by this ball club.
Well, if you just kind of put the whole situation in order, you're talking about the guy who hits behind Miguel Cabrera, who's a switch hitter, and on top of all that, he really is one of the best hitters in the American League. And He's out.
Pick your poison.
He's out.
I mean, really, when he's in the lineup, you're
He's
actually
terrific.
deciding who you're going to pitch to. Then you put Cespedes in that same mix, so you have three very, very good hitters, and Martinez not having the year he had last year.
So Victor Martinez with the knee, bad knee after surgery. He has just not responded, and it's amazing to look at Victor Martinez's numbers and see that he was hitting 216.
Well, that's the knee problem.
Yeah.
I mean, when you have your lower extremities are not strong, you don't have a strong foundation, you're going to have problems, and Victor is a much better hitter than that.
And it sounds like they're just going to wait till that knee is strong and he feels close to 100% before he plays again. So it may be, who knows, it may be All-Star break.
Yeah,
but they are not going to rush him back.
No baseball activities, and understand he's in Florida at home, just rehabbing, but nothing to do with baseball.
It's a fair ball across to first. Nice play by Muncy. Side retired. So Brett Lawrie, a busy guy so far tonight. 6 up, 6 down for Graveman. No score after 2. Great statues here at Comerica Park out in left center field above the seats. Nice walkway out there. Sogard swinging at the first pitch, hits it hard, but right at Cabrera, who knocks it down, picks it up, steps in the bag, 1 out.
Actually, 2 of those statues, the live people are here. Willie Horton, one of them, now Kayline the other. Yeah. Al was down a few booths to our left, but he has since departed, at least for now. But the great Al Kayline, but Willie Horton also saw him prior to the game.
Top of the order, and Billy Burns, first pitch is low. So there was probably a couple times, right, where Willie Horton was batting and you called the pitch, and after he hit it, you wished you wouldn't have called it, right?
Oh, I remember other things besides calling home runs. That would have been the best I could have done. It's not a lot of fun when you have a Gold Glove boxer as you're on the ground and someone says don't get up because Willie's on top looking down. And so I stayed down.
Smart man.
Willie Horton was a Gold Glove boxer, and Willie Horton could hit home runs, but if there was an altercation on the field, you want to stay away from him. Between Ike and Gates Brown, Willie Horton, Freehand, Kayline, Jim Northrup, Norm Cash.
Chop towards second. Kinsler scoops, quickly throws to first, 2 outs.
Okay, you said it best on Sunday, and this may be one of the games like that. And just watching how this game is progressing, a mistake could be the difference in the game. The A's are fortunate to come out on top on Sunday, thanks to a Billy Burns couple of stolen bases, Stephen Vogt 2-run home run. Maybe the biggest was the sac fly later that Vogt was able to drive in, making it a 3-0 game because the Yankees made it interesting in the 9th inning. They made it interesting last night at Seattle too, didn't they?
They tried. Anytime you knock around Felix Hernandez, you feel pretty good. That's what the Yankees did last night.
That might have been one text message he didn't want to get. Mark Teixeira.
No. Felix doesn't want a text message like that.
Text message grand slam. You don't hit very many grand slams off of King Felix.
2-0 to Zobrist. Zobrist walked in the first. Simon walked Zobrist and Vogt back-to-back in the first. Since then, he's retired 7 in a row. So, and remember, as Ray said, he was on the bereavement list, so he has not pitched in 10 days. So maybe took a little extra time to get a feel for his pitches, but
well, and unfortunately, the bereavement was the fact that his father passed away, and that cannot be very good. He went back home, and matter of fact, he left the club the night before during the game and flew back home, and unfortunately, his father passed away.
Yeah, we understand that his father was sick for a while.
But still a young man, and for that to take place, and then 10 days you're back out on the mound trying to pitch. So it's a credit to him, but has to be very difficult, very heavy heart. The splitter is working for him, as we saw last inning when he struck out 2 of the splitter to the fastball by Brett Lawrie after throwing 3 out of the strike zone.
And there's the splitter again, and that is strikeout number 5 for Simon. So he has been sharp so far. No score as we head to the bottom of the 3rd. Changer on Sunday. Jesse Chavez was terrific. He shut out the Yankees over 8 innings for just his 2nd win of the year. 8 innings, 7 hits, no walks, and 6 strikeouts. He threw 110 pitches, and one of the better performances of his career. And he got a little run support, not a lot, a little, and that's all he needed. As the A's won the game 3-0, getting their 8th shutout of the year.
Well, he does some quick math. Subtract 42 from the 110. He threw 42 in the first 2.
Tyler Collins lines a single into right center field. That's the first hit in the game for either team. So Collins, the rookie, has leadoff single here in the 3rd.
It's a pretty good sinker. Keeping the ball down that low, nothing wrong with that. And just tip your hat to the young man driving the ball to center field. And He rolls over and gets another ground ball to the right side. But this is a predominantly right-handed hitting lineup, and that's one of the things that even Miguel Cabrera had talked about with Alex Avila out, as well as Victor Martinez. There's two pretty good lefties not in the lineup that is kind of structured towards the right side.
Castellanos, the third baseman, 228, 4 home runs, 21 RBIs.
Well, Kendall Graveman is a ground ball pitcher, and he will look for a ground ball here.
Now 2-0. Castellanos struggling some this year. The Tigers were hoping that he would take the next step after a pretty good rookie season last year. He had 259, 11 homers, 66 RBIs in 148 games. He had 31 doubles. So a decent rookie season, playing every day. Sometimes that second year can be a little more difficult. And a 4-pitch walk, and the Tigers are in business here in the bottom of the third.
As part of the batting order, the sinker is working, but sinking too much out of the strike zone, and the hitters aren't offering at it.
So here's James McCann, the 9th place hitter in the Tigers lineup. McCann, 278, couple of home runs. Squares to bunt and bunts it nicely toward Laurie. He'll pick it up, he'll throw to first, and the sacrifice is successful. So sack bunt in the third inning as the Tigers try to get on the board.
I'm not surprised, because a ball club that's not scoring a lot of runs, you have a pretty good pitcher on the mound with a low ERA, and that's an excellent bunt by McCann. Did not take long to bunt it to third, forcing Laurie to make the play and vacating third base for everybody else. And he threw a pretty good sinker to first base.
Just because the pitcher's throwing sinkers doesn't mean you have. Here's Anthony Goes, middle infield back, corner infield in, and Goes bunts it. Graveman has it, and now he's going to have Collins caught in a rundown between home and third, and Vogt will put the tag on him, and that's a huge play. Collins, really, it's you either go or stay, and he did right in the middle. He got down the third base line, and then he stopped.
Yeah, and he actually froze. A nice play by Kendall Graveman if it gets past him, but right there, it kind of the only thing I could think maybe there that he decided to get the run down. You see at the top of the screen, it was Castellanos who ends up getting to third, and the hitter Goes gets to second, so it's the same second and third, except now 2 outs. But a great play by Graveman to get the lead runner, and then right there, if he'd taken maybe just one more step, because he had Castellanos going towards third, he could have gotten at least run Collins back towards third. But now take a deep breath and try to get the third out without anybody scoring.
Here's Iglesias. But that was not a suicide squeeze.
No, it wasn't. No.
Where he was running, and you just, doesn't matter if he gets it down, you're just running toward home plate. He got halfway and stopped. I guess if you're Goes, you're really trying to get it past the pitcher, and then everything's going to work out. But he could not do that.
You know, to be honest, though, Kat, just thinking about that, Goes has speed.
You feel bad.
Oh yeah, and so I mean, you got a chance to drive in too, and you're trying to bunt and bunt the ball past the pitcher, and to get in one when you have a chance with his speed, it's going to be tough. If he just puts the ball in play, they're going to score a run.
Yeah, I agree, because the corner infielders are in, middle infielders are back, and if you're going to bunt it, it's probably going to be bunted toward a corner infield.
Exactly.
1-2 pitch. Iglesias holds up, 2-2 the count.
That's the old sinker slider there, and that's a pretty good slider. Almost got Iglesias to chase a pitch off the plate.
Iglesias grounded to third, his first at bat, and he shoots this one foul. Picked up by Omar Vizquel.
He doesn't make too many errors.
Toward Laurie, who scoops it up and side retired. So the Tigers threaten but do not score. They strand a pair. We're headed to the fourth. No score. Collaborate at a whole new level with video walls for Prism. Learn how at prism.com. So no score. It's the top of the fourth inning between the A's and the Tigers.
Well, that's a great break for the A's. Second and third and one out. And that's the great thing about a ground ball pitcher. And maybe Ghost was trying to create something because of the fact that Graveman is a ground ball pitcher. But to get the two big outs, second and third, we'll take it. I mean, the series he had in Oakland goes. I mean, he was hitting balls all over the place and stealing bases.
Vogt, Butler, and Reddick for the A's here in the top of the fourth inning. Alfredo Simon has 5 strikeouts in the first 3 innings, and he's retired 8 in a row.
And with the exception of the fastball to, well, as the bunt with 2 strikes, that was a split finger that didn't split, and then through a fastball by Brett Laurie. Otherwise, all splits for the strikeouts. And he will use that pitch, especially 35% of the time he's going to throw it a lot.
Almost seems like more than that tonight.
And, you know, Kev, I think what he's trying to do, at least early, because maybe he hadn't pitched for 10 days, he's trying to throw it as much as possible to establish it, to get the feel for it and use it. And he knows he's going to need to use it for his out pitch. And then umpire helps him on that one, doesn't help the hitter.
Highest percentage in the majors, so our guess was correct. And look at the second highest. Matt Shoemaker, 22%, so it's not even close. Yeah. But then what we've seen in the first 3 innings, we can see why he throws it a lot.
And, you know, there's an example right there. Stephen Vogt actually took a low one that was called a strike by Chad Fairchild, but then the 3-2 or 2-2, he tried to get him to swing at a bad pitch. And really the catcher, it's almost like catching a knuckleball. And for McCann tonight, he's got his work cut out for him, because if he throws that many splitters, there are going to be a lot of them bouncing.
So full count to Vogt. And Vogt hangs in there.
Speaking of the catchers, you watch Stephen Vogt doing an outstanding job catching for the Athletics, but for McCann, who is catching for the Tigers, it's kind of interesting. He'll give a target, but then he moves just as a pitcher is getting ready to throw the ball. And It's kind of a unique setup as Simon continues to shake off a number of pitches, probably to get to the splitter again. Took out the fastball, split, and now the slider. See, there's a target. Now watch this. Then he gets up in a position.
And another strikeout, and that is 6 for Simon as he gets Vogt swinging.
He went to the slider that time. He shook off the fastball and the split and went to the slider and kept the ball down, which was a good location for him.
And all 6 swinging. So with 1 out, Butler hits. Butler bounced back to Simon in the first inning. He did that with runners at first and second. So there's that big, slow curveball. Maybe it was the. Watch this. Oh, yeah, there's the curveball.
Yeah, it's curve. Yeah, and just foul tipped the ball.
So he's got some different ways to get you out. A 1 pitch hit high and foul. So a quick 0-2. Not a bad crowd for a Tuesday night here in Detroit. Long look by Simon. Now he's ready. And a fastball that had a lot of movement down and into Butler.
He started his windup as almost, he looked like he was going to stop. Saying, let me rethink this, and he just kind of gradually kept going and threw the ball. Hard sinker down and in.
And now the count 2-2. Outfield shifted a little bit toward right center for Butler. And the full count. So it was 0-2, and Butler has worked it to 3-2.
Yeah, just kind of very simple. Hides the ball well, and then right over the top with the split. I mean, that's a pitch that he throws from the frame that he has, the height, and then straight down with the splitter and tries to keep it down as much as possible. The highest ones has thrown was the one to Billy Burns that he bunted him.
That one rolled foul past Mike Gallego, headed down the third baseline. Reddick to follow here in the top of the 4th inning. Signs.
4-5. It's the 5th one.
It's the
fastball
5 signs. All right. And rolled foul again. Okay, I'm gonna be the difficult guy here. Do you need to give 5 signs?
No, I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean,
no, listen.
I know he's got 3 or 4 quality pitches, but is he shaking off 4 times?
Yeah, he's shaking off. He shook off the slider, the split, the fastball away, and let's see, another one in between them with the fastball.
I guess my point is he's sharp enough with his control, and he's got quality pitches. I mean, I don't know. It just seems like he has in mind what he wants to throw, but are they that far off, pitcher to catcher? You wouldn't think so.
You should not think so in the 4th inning.
Yeah.
And this,
One.
That's a split. So he's going with a split first pitch, first sign. So the wiggle is the split.
3-2, and that one's belted toward left center field. And it's going to be Cespedes in front of Goes. The ball just hung up there, and when that happens with Goes and Cespedes and their great speed, one of them's going to track it down.
Well, there's a case of a split finger fastball. You feel, oh, it's pretty good. Got something on it towards the end of the bat. But see, it moved just off the center part of the bat towards the end, and that's why initially it took off, and then here comes Cespedes out of nowhere. And if you're Ghost, you better get out of the way because you have that freight train that's on the ruts, on the move.
We've seen it.
You do not want to get in front of that freight train.
So first sign, fastball inside, and it's a strike. So Reddick hit a fly ball to right to end the first inning. So 4 signs there, and he got the one he wanted. And it was the changeup. All right, let's count them. Let's see.
Split. It's going to go with it. When in doubt, go to the split. I mean, seriously, when in doubt,
start with that one. That's
McCann should start with the split every time and let him shake to something else. Because if he throws it 35% of the time, out of 100 pitches, he's going to throw it 35 times. You might as well just go to it and let him shake off something else. And now with 2 strikes, it'd almost be a guarantee and a lock that he won a splitter.
Just go right to it. Go right to it.
Oh, fastball. Fastball in,
fastball away.
Yeah, see? You want 2 fastballs and a split. See, go to the split. And you know what I think happens, Guy?
And we're on top of it, aren't we? Right?
But I remember catching a certain pitcher who always said, you go to the pitch that I don't want to have to shake to. In other words, you start, in this case, with a splitter and shake away from it. If he keeps going fastball, fastball, and then split, you're really kind of saying that he's going to go to that pitch.
So you could figure that out as a pattern from the dugout.
See? See, went fastball in, fastball away, fastball in, splitter. So he shook 3 to get to the splitter. And see? I mean, you can actually figure as a hitter, yes, exactly. If he shakes all those pitches, ultimately he's going to go back, and that's why the catcher should go to the splitter the first time. Shake away from a pitch that you throw a lot. McCann doesn't know what he's doing. I'll just put down the fingers. There's a split. See?
And that'll do it. Yep. Go get him. And he missed outside, and Reddick takes the 2-out walk.
But hitting coaches, I know talking to Darren Bush, he has said the key to the split finger fastball, if you see it down low, let it go, because it will tumble out of the strike zone. And then you could see it up high. In the case of Reddick, the pitches gets kept running away from it.
If it's high, let it fly. If it's low, let it go.
That's pretty good. But Butler let it fly when it was high and hit it off the end of the bat.
So Reddick aboard, and here's Brett Lawrie, who struck out swinging in the second inning. First pitch, just a bit outside.
See, the first at bat by Brett Lawrie should tell McCann and Simon something. Got ahead 0-2, throwing 3 splitters, weren't even close, then blew a fastball by him 3-2. That was 3-2 after missing with 3 splitters. So that at bat should say, why mess around? Try him with the fastball. See if you can spot it. And they may help him by throwing a lot of off-speed pitches.
Missed again, and it was a break the ball, so 2-0 the count.
But Simon is the type of pitcher, Cap, I believe strongly, that should allow him to add and subtract. Add and subtract to whatever pitch he wants to go to. That eliminates all the shaking.
So 29 splitters, 35 fastballs, and we got a couple of eephus pitches as well, with maybe more to come. Not close, and it's 3-0. So now, all of a sudden, Simon having some trouble throwing strikes. Reddick aboard with the 2-out walk. The 3-0 pitch is high, and back-to-back 2-out walks, just like the first inning. Actually, the first inning was back-to-back 1-out walks.
And here comes Jeff Jones, pitching coach.
So he's rolling along, and the walk to Reddick led to the walk to Laurie. So he's got 4 walks and 6 strikeouts and 71 pitches in the 4th inning. So that's a lot of pitches.
No hits. No hits. It's the walks and strikeouts. Gene Lamont, the bench coach for Brad Ausmus. Gene, of course, a former manager of the Chicago White Sox, third base coach for the Tigers. And Jim Leland, he said, heck with coaching third base. That's too far to run and too much moving. Just down. Gene was the 13th round draft choice in 1965, the first ever draft. In 1965, 50 years ago, as Rick Mundy getting a lot of attention now as the first ever draft pick, Major League Baseball in 1965.
Some drafts coming up this Monday. Monday.
Yeah. Alan Trammell, who is in town on his way to the MLB draft, and will be representing the Tigers. He's working for special assistant to the general manager.
1-1 to Muncy, who struck out in the 2nd inning. So another opportunity for the Athletics. Outside.
And the way the splitter is moving away from the left-handers, and Cespedes' strong arm in left field, and we know his arm strength. It would be a good idea for Josh Reddick to get as big a jump as possible. Cespedes, Dave Dombrowski, the president, said knew he could do a lot of things, never thought he could throw as well as he's shown that he could throw. We saw that. A lot of times he would bobble the ball and you think, oh, I can take the extra base, and they'd throw you out by plenty.
2-1, and the splitter Muncy tried to hold up, and the pitch was called a strike. So it's 2-2.
It was a split. It went down, stayed in the strike zone.
Good pitch there. So 2-2 to Muncy, trying to give the A's the lead. And check swing, he did not go, says Greg Gibson. So that'll help the A's. Full count, 2 outs. The runners will take off.
But it was a good check of his swing by Muncy. He kept the bat back. Greg Gibson at third base, detecting that. Same thing happened earlier with Ben Zobrist. So guess what? Think he should look for a split?
I think so. With an open bag yet?
Young player trying to probably get him to be overly aggressive, although Muncy is a very patient hitter. I want to throw a split. After all, I've been throwing them all night. Why would I change now?
So Muncy steps back in. Simon's ready, and the runners take off, and the pitch is a fastball inside, and he's walked. The bases loaded.
Well, it was a fastball. He just overthrew it. Did not give it a chance to come back. It actually ran in off the plate. And now McCann might be telling him, you throw that split, you're throwing him in the dirt. I'm going to have to block it because there's a run at third now. And that makes a big difference. It's like a knuckleball pitcher with a catcher. It's okay until the runner gets to third, and all of a sudden start tightening up a little bit more to try to catch a pitch that's difficult anyway.
So here's Simeon, bases loaded. And the first pitch not close. Simeon struck out in the second. Reddick at third, Laurie at second, Muncy at first. So Blaine Hardy starts to throw. Don't see that very often. Action in the bullpen in the 4th inning when a guy hasn't given up any hits. But 5 walks, and That is already a season high for Alfredo Simon. 1-0 pitch is hit high in the air to right center and hit well. J.D. Martinez back, still going back, and he reaches up and he makes the catch in very deep right center field. Boy, Simeon hit that ball a ton, but the ballpark gets big right in that spot, and Martinez had just enough room.
Bacon fans will love the Billy Butler Country Breakfast Bowl. 15,000 fans will pick up the bowl courtesy of Xfinity on Sunday, July the 28th, when the A's play host to his former team, the Kansas City Royals. Get your tickets today by calling 877-493-BALL or logging on to athletics.com/tickets.
Country Breakfast Bowl. I can see those being used in the house.
Yep.
Chip and chili bowl went over well.
Yeah. Always good.
Use that. Shot to right. That's a base hit for Cabrera. So Miguel Cabrera with that powerful swing that allows him to just drive balls to any part of the ballpark.
If he can get under a sinker in the first inning, and this slider that he left out on the plate, Kendall Graveman did. Remember, Kendall Graveman sat on the bench a long time with all the walks and strikeouts and visits to the mound. And then Graveman has to come back out. It's a slider to this leadoff hitter, happens to be named Cabrera. It's pretty good.
So here's Cespedes, leadoff man aboard for the second inning in a row. Cespedes bounced out to Laurie. His first at bat. That was in the second inning. Takes a strike.
Okay, speaking of that, Brett Laurie already has had 5, make it 6 ground balls in the first 3. 6 ground balls, that's including the bunt.
You'd like to get one right here.
Exactly, turn 2.
1-1 to count to Cespedes. And Cespedes will be a free agent after this year. It'll be very interesting to see what happens with Cespedes. He will be wanted by plenty of teams. But you know what? It wouldn't be so horrible staying here either with Miguel Cabrera. They're always going to be hitting right behind him or close to right behind him.
That's a good point, because the big guy knows that he wants somebody around in front or behind him. And it's going to be up to Victor Martinez if he can come back.
And that one's hit in the right field, a base hit. Past a diving Muncy. Cabrera will get the second and stop there. So Cespedes just goes the other way.
And fortunately it was Cabrera first, because otherwise it's a first and third. Ball stayed up a little bit, did not sink down like it wanted it. And Cabrera a little slower foot anyway, so Reddick able to get the ball back in, although too he had to hold up and make sure the ball got past him. Cabrera's not going to run that much anyway.
You know, Ray, watching that swing by Cespedes, it almost looked like he was trying to go to right field. And you know, he's a guy who swings hard and likes to pull the ball. Reach for, hit the shallow left. Zobrist coming in, and that's the way it's going for Ian Kinsler. First and second, nobody out, and a half swing. Look at this Cespedes swing. I mean, it looks like he's got a little bit of an idea about going to right field.
He knows that he's trying to stay and hope to get a pitch up because of the sinking effect of Kendall Graveman's fastball. And a bit more to the opposite field, but he got a change up against Dan Otero in Oakland, a 3-run home run too. So his bat speed maybe on fastballs, good fastballs. I like Red Laura in a sense, a little tough catching up at times.
And I think some power hitters are like that, but they just crush mistakes off speed.
Well, you know, it's a good point, guy, because you think about where Cespedes is hitting, and gets to watch Cabrera every day. And you look at Cabrera, who is strong, he can hit home runs, he'll hit mistakes, but he uses the whole field. And perhaps those 12 opposite field hits to right field for Cespedes is a matter of watching number 24 in front of him and saying he can do that and have that kind of success. Has to be pretty good.
1-1 to J.D. Martinez. His hit to shallow left. Zobrist coming in again, and Zobrist makes the catch, and that's out number 2. So Graveman has come back to get Kinsler and J.D. Martinez.
Well, for ground ball pitcher getting a couple of fly balls, Zobrist running in and had to stop, reach up as he took a little peek and then realized, well, maybe I better stop it as the ball got out of the hands of Martinez just a little bit.
So 2 outs. Here's Tyler Collins. Collins had a base hit leading off the 3rd inning. First pitch is outside. Tigers stranded a pair in the 2nd inning. They had a great opportunity in the 2nd as well. They had 1st and 2nd, nobody out, just like the 4th. Good pitch there by Graveman. The count is 1-1.
And you know, with the struggles of Kinsler, I was a little surprised that maybe he might have bunted on his own.
That's
because
true.
He's very good, and of course trying to get out of his own funk as far as swinging the bat. But when you hit as many home runs as he did with the Rangers, and now he's only hit 1, and that came on the last road trip, got to be thinking about it. But you know, from the team standpoint, especially with a pitcher who has been pitching well at home, but swung the bat and back-to-back fly balls.
Cabrera at 2nd, Cespedes at 1st. Defense pretty straight away. And now 3-1 to Tyler Collins. Collins, the designated hitter. Castellanos in the on-deck circle. And it's low, backhanded by Vogt, and Collins walks to load the bases. And nothing really that close to the strike zone against Tyler Collins.
You know, actually, Collins looked like a pretty good hitter. The way he approached the first at bat, Kendall Graveman getting the base set up the middle, and maybe it was just kind of a pitch him carefully. Although Castellanos a threat as well. He walked on 4 pitches in his first at bat.
First pitch is right there for a strike. Castellanos probably would like to have that one back. One pitch and a hanger. Graveman said, you know what, I'm going to take the strike and go for it.
Just a little bit under, and boy, you're right in the heart of the plate. And Castellanos, I mean, for Fairchild, the strike zone north and south is very good.
off the foot and rolls foul. Keep an eye on Dave Clark, third base coach.
Looking for the other four.
Nope. Nobody lines up where Dave Clark lines up. I gotta tell you, it's a good look. And he is halfway to home and closer to the dugout than he is to the foul line. That's a good look. 0-2, setting up outside. And Vogt makes a nice play to save a run. Mark that down, Ray.
I got it.
All right.
You know, I was actually thinking of the 3-1 that he blocked was ball 4 to Collins. And kind of prepared him for this one because he did a good job. And then this time he had to. And then it was first and second. This time bases loaded, and that is a big one.
1-2 pitch to the backstop. Here comes Cabrera, and Cabrera's going to score. That hurts. 1-0 Tigers.
And especially where Stephen Vogt had set up, and that's why the backhand was necessary but impossible to get to. Look where Vogt sets up inside. Look where the pitch is. He overthrew it. Stephen had to quickly try to backhand the ball and no chance to get to it. And that is one that really hurts. So he just overthrew it, and that's what happens when you get a couple of strikes. Instead of throwing easy to the location, you throw a little bit too hard and way off the location.
So the count now 2-2 to Castellanos with a run in. Side again, 3-2. Graveman has walked 2. He has not struck anybody out. So payoff pitch, here it comes. And it's lined to right center field, a base hit. 1 run scores. 2 runs are going to score, and the Tigers lead 3-0. Nice job of hitting by Castellanos. He just went the other way with a 2-run single.
Well, it took a 2-out hit, and this time they do come up with it. And Kurt Young's going to visit his young pitcher. Stayed away. Castellanos, after Vogt went inside of the wild pitch, went back outside and just lofted it to right center field. That is a very good job of hitting.
So a 3 spot for the Tigers here in the bottom of the 4th. Well, you're thinking you got a chance to get out of the inning. You just got to make one more pitch. And the Tigers score 3, and here's James McCann. Outside corner, first strike. McCann's the young man that hit his first major league home run, and it was an inside the park home run in Minnesota. That was back at the end of April. I remember seeing that highlight. He has hit another one since then, so he's got 2 on the year.
That was the walk-off here against the Houston Astros that is it Tucker, young man who pinched hit an opposite.
Tied it in the 9th.
Right, and then McCann won it on the walk-off.
So a couple eventful home runs for James McCann, playing in place of Alex Avila. Again in the dirt.
It's amazing. First 3 innings, 7 foul ball outs. And now all of a sudden, it's almost like he's trying to overthrow, and as a result, trying to create the sinking fastball that was so natural in the first 3 innings.
The 2-2 pitch is lofted to left, and that'll be in there for a hit. Castellanos is going to hustle for third, and McCann's going to hustle for second. It's a double, second and third.
Wanted inside. Look at the location again. So Unfortunately for Kendall Graveman, he's just overthrowing a lot of pitches in the center. And McCann knows the throw's going to be coming into second base, so he was running hard for two. And Zobrist, the right play, throwing to second. No chance to get Castellanos going to third.
There's Anthony Goes. So a big spot in the game. Goes takes the fastball outside. 8th man to bat in the inning. Leone gets up. Goes, grounded out and reached on a fielder's choice. He was the hitter who bunted with second and third and one out. He bunted back to the pitcher. He's able to cut down the runner at home plate. He tapped foul. Swung at a ball, did go. So the count 1-1. So 4 hits and a walk in this inning. Changeup is outside. That's frustrating for Graveman. Retired the first 6, 4 ground ball outs. Sinker's working. Got in the jam in the third, was able to get out of it, but not here in the 4th. So 2-2 the count to Anthony Goes. Goes 1 hit in his last 16 at bats. And that one an emergency swing. He just got a piece of it.
I talk about a game, a sport that all of a sudden speeds up, and it seems like this inning has gone unbelievably fast for Kendall Graveman. And I think what pitchers who have a very good sinking fastball, it's the arm angle and the way they kind of hold the ball. It's not trying to force it, because when you force it, you end up throwing it too hard.
And maybe it's just the natural instinct to, if you get in trouble, you try to do a little bit more. And so that kind of works doubly against you if you're a sinker ball.
It's just thinking about it too, because it's the old swing easy, not harder, and throw easy, not harder.
And now it's 3-2. Iglesias would be next. So Graveman, a long inning here in the 4th. Goes, hits it hard towards Sogard, spins around, throws to first. Side retired. 3 runs on 4 hits for the Tigers, and we're on to the 5th. It's now the Tigers 3 and the A's nothing.
Live streaming sports service is celebrating 13 years. Watch every out-of-market game live or on demand in True HD on over 400 mobile and connected devices. Real-time highlights, live look-ins, pitch tracking, widget, and more every night on every device. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details.
Tigers 3, A's nothing, top of the 5th inning. A's looking for their first hit. They've had 4 base runners, all walks, as Sogard leads things off. First pitch up and away from Alfredo Simon, who has walked. I take that back. He's walked 5. Yeah. We've had 5 base runners. 12 for 14 in shutdown inning opportunities this year. He's got one here. So 5 walks, 6 strikeouts, and a lot of pitches. 81 now. And we're just in the 5th inning.
So 11 players have not put the ball in play.
That's right.
Between the walks and strikeouts.
In there for a strike to Sogard. Looked like Sogi was taken all the way.
So Simon had the bullpen working in the 4th inning. Now he gets 3 runs and said, hey, Skip, leave me in for one more at least.
The throw back to Simon went past him into center field. Sogard grounded
splitter.
Yeah, that's right. Back at you. Nice play, Cabrera. He'll take it himself. Miguel Cabrera ranging behind the bag. He's not going to have a lot of range, but he generally gets to balls that are pretty close to him. He's got decent hands.
Just a couple of steps to the left, and Rob Sogard of extra bases. Tells the big guy, I'll take it. Just save your strength. He's played third, he's played first. Some say if the Tigers can find a first baseman, and Ryan Howard's name actually surfaced as a possibility.
Interesting. Yeah.
And then they move Cabrera back to third.
Ryan Howard is actually having a good year for the Phillies.
And it's actually probably pretty good for the Phillies because he is having a good year. And there was talk about him being moved in spring training, but they were concerned about his health issues. And of course, a huge contract remaining, but his name has surfaced a little bit. And especially if Victor Martinez is not in the plans in the immediate future for the Tigers. Remember, they went out and signed Prince Fielder for a huge contract when Victor had his season-ending surgery on his knee a couple of years ago.
And Billy Burns gets the first hit for the A's. We should not be surprised. He's their hottest hitter.
Well, and that was good hitting because Simon elevated a fastball, fell behind 2-0, and maybe somebody in the middle part of that order had gone splitter. Here he goes fastball, left it up, and Billy Burns shoots it perfectly to the opposite field. That is a great pitch to do exactly that. Go to the opposite field. No chance for Iglesias, anybody. Late Tony Gwynn, the old 5.5 hole.
Yep, he found
that he had thousands of hits in that same vicinity, so why not?
So Burns aboard. Here's Zobrist, who has walked and struck out. First place Astros are just underway. They are hosting the Orioles again tonight. Houston won last night 5-2. The Astros continue to play great baseball. They still have the best record in the American League and a 4-game lead over the Angels in the AL West. Cabrera has it. He'll throw to second for 1. Back to first, double play. 3-6-3 double play. And just like that, the A's are done in the top of the 5th. Bottom of the 5th coming up. Detroit 3, the A's nothing. destination. Good look at downtown Detroit. It's the Tigers 3 and the Athletics nothing. Bottom of the 5th inning. Remember, these two teams met last week at the Coliseum. A lot of pitching in that series as well, as Maury grabs the ground ball from Iglesias, fires across, 1 out. Remember, the A's won on Monday 4-0, lost on Tuesday 1-0, lost on Wednesday 3-2. So seen pretty good pitching tonight, especially from Simon. And we saw lots of pitching last week. The Tigers won 2 out of 3 at the Coliseum.
And poor Jesse Chavez, the unearned run.
Of course, yeah.
He got the loss on Tuesday night following the first ever shutout by Jesse Hahn on Memorial Day.
Tigers are 28-24. They're 3.5 games behind the first place Minnesota Twins. Royals are in second place. They're just a half game back of Minnesota. But the Tigers not playing great baseball. They've lost 7 out of their last 9. They just had a miserable weekend in Anaheim. They were swept in a 4-game series. But I guess Anaheim is just, it's like a house of horrors for the Tigers. They never play well there. And the Tigers right now sitting in 3rd place. But does anybody dare to bet against them winning that division? I would not.
Well, especially if you have to play them as many times as teams in the Central do. I mean, with the scheduling the way it is now.
That one hit high in the air to right center. It's in the ballpark, though, as Reddick in that deep right center field spot, right where the wall jets back. And a pretty good angle.
And that was costly for the A's and Marcus Semien. And this ball just, I mean, just such an easy swing and one-handed, and in the area in which Reddick caught the ball. And unlike the first, and always Cabrera looking back, a little upset maybe with the umpire. I don't know which call he might have been upset with. But he kept looking back towards Fairchild.
Cespedes, first pitch swinging, lines one back up the middle. Cespedes is 2 for 3.
A big swing by Cespedes on a sinker that stayed up, and there's the big swing, and really that was a swing almost trying to pull it and hit it straight away center. But he has a long swing, as we have seen. So for 2.5 years, a very long swing, and you throw him off speed and make a mistake, he'll crush it to left field.
So here's Kinsler. Kinsler is popped out and a fly ball to left field, so he's 0 for 2. 2 for his last 15. Kinsler's second year with the Tigers. Last year he had 17 home runs, knocked in 92. 40 doubles, so very fine season first year in Detroit. But as you said, Ray, this is a guy who twice hit more than 30 home runs with the Texas Rangers. Now this is a little bit more of a pitcher's ballpark, but still he has good power for a guy who's not real big.
I mean, you just said they open up and swing hard approaching Texas. A lot of balls hit down the left field line. This is 345, still reachable, and probably the wind blows harder in Arlington, Texas than it does here anyway, blowing in from left field. But maybe he's more of a table setter when he's hit at the top of the batting order, which either leading off or second. Tonight he's hitting down 5th.
Well, and he was hitting up near the top, but he was struggling so much. Brad Ausmus trying him in the 5th spot. Hits this one high in the air toward right. toward the line. Reddick on the move, and Reddick with a basket catch. Nice play. And he had to run a long way. So a hit and a runner left, and we're headed to the 6th. Tigers 3, A's nothing. Central. It's an hour before every game, post-game, and on Sportsnet Central, all the way through the playoffs. Game 1 of the NBA Finals is Thursday, and that coverage starts at 5 p.m. You don't want to miss it. It's on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Roz, Monty, Ratto, Papa, Saint, JV, Feldy, Fareed. They'll have the coverage that you expect from the home of the authentic Warrior fans. So the Warriors and the Cavs, Thursday night, Game 1, NBA Finals. LeBron James comes to Oracle. Vogt, Butler, and Reddick for the A's here in the 6th inning. A's with 1 hit so far off Alfredo Simon.
After throwing a lot of pitches in the 4th inning, the last one really helped him last inning because he could go another couple of innings for his manager if he needed to.
Kinsler scoops it up, and that is out number 1. So what happened in the month of May? Some of the individual performances. The Giants won 21 games in the month of May, 21-9. The Twins went 20-7. Josh Donaldson had 10 home runs. Bryce Harper with 13 home runs in May. How about that? Kipnis, after a slow start in April, he had a huge month of May. So you see some Twins on there, and well, no wonder they're in first place.
That's right. Velasco was 5-0.
Yes, he was. So that is the month of May, which is now behind us. Tigers won 13-60 in the month of May. Butler with a shot to left, but Cespedes is right there. So Simon got away with a hanger there. So 2 away here in the top of the 6th.
Might be the hardest ball hit. The old Adam ball. It was a hanging slider, and Butler hit it hard but could not get it over the head of Cespedes, who plays a very good left field.
So with 2 outs, Reddick will hit. Another team that had a nice month was the Texas Rangers, and they're winning again tonight. Rangers scored 4 in the bottom of the 1st, and they lead the White Sox 4-0 now in the 3rd. Samardzija and Lewis in the first of a 3-game series. Rangers have won 10 out of their last 12. Remember how in the month of April the Rangers did not look good, and they were not scoring runs, but that has all changed in May. They averaged 3.5 runs per game in April. They averaged 5.2 runs per game in May. So Prince Fielder got hot, and so did the Rangers.
Also, they just placed on the disabled list the Gold Glove third baseman Adrian Beltre.
Yep.
Joey Gallo was brought up, the phenom for the minor leagues.
Joey Gallo, big, strong left-handed hitter who top prospect for the Rangers. He is in the lineup tonight. Well, the Rangers 26 and 25 coming in. So they hope that they have things headed in the right direction here in 2015. Reddick hits a high fly ball to Cespedes. Cespedes right there grabs it. That's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Alfredo Simon. We're going to the bottom of the 6th from Comerica Park. 3-0 Tigers.
The pitching of Kendall Graveman, Simon was great. He walked or either struck out the batter, so it was that way until this happened, which is not good. Wild pitch, and that was with the bases loaded, scoring 1, and then Castellanos on a 3-2 fastball away. Good job of hitting, going to the opposite field. That would score a couple more, and that's where it stands right now, 3-0 Tigers. A's with just 1 Billy Burns hit to the opposite field. Find out what's possible with AT&T. Call 1-800-ATT, mobilizing your world.
Kendall Graveman back out there for the bottom of the 6th, facing J.D. Martinez. Swing and a miss, good sinker there. Martinez has grounded out, and he has hit a fly ball to left field. So 0 for 2. First pitch strikes tonight for Graveman, 14 of 24.
Not so bad to see the 0 in the strikeout column, because if you're a ground ball pitcher, you prefer to get strikeout or ground balls versus strikeouts. I know Jesse Hahn has talked about that.
So 1-2 to Martinez, Collins to follow, and then Castellanos. Pitch number 87 from Graveman, and it's a slider, and it's a swing and a miss by J.D. Martinez. That's the first strikeout for Kendall Graveman.
Maybe he knew we were talking about no strikeouts. A little looping breaking ball coming in, and see a pretty good curveball that drops straight down. And anytime a hitter opens up as Martinez did, you're not going to drive the ball the opposite field.
So 1 away for Collins, who's had a good night. He has singled, walked, and scored a run. He's the designated hitter. Bounce toward the right side. Muncy has it to Graveman. 2 outs.
Randy Johnson is going to be inducted into Cooperstown this summer. 25 years ago, he no-hit the Detroit Tigers.
Yes, he did.
And
in the Kingdom, right?
At the Kingdom. Talking to Alan Trammell, who was on the field, and Trammell was in that game. He said, you know, he walked 6 that game. I think I walked. I said, no, you went 0 for 4.
Yeah, no walks.
There's a great combination. Al Kaline, the Hall of Famer, on your left. Alan Trammell, on your right. Of course, great shortstop with the team that went wire to wire in 1984.
You know what's great about that shot right there is, I mean, I don't really remember Al Kaline playing, but I remember Trump. But those are Tigers right there, right? You know what I mean? I mean, they played their whole career in Detroit.
Exactly.
They love sitting here watching games.
Al Kaline,
fans love him.
Yeah, one of the, not only a great player, Hall of Famer, but the nicest gentleman you'd ever want to talk to. And that was some baseball talking in the booth between Trammell and Kaline.
Castellanos, another hit. He's 2 for 2 with a walk. But I just think that's neat to see when you got guys who, I mean, this is their team, man. They're Tigers through and through.
No, that was the 68.
Got to be the World Series.
68. That was Orlando Cepeda playing first base. Al Kaline, I mean, he could play some right field. That's old Tiger Stadium, double deck, and the number 6, Tim McCarver catch of the Cardinals.
That was a pretty good World Series.
Yeah.
Laurie charges, foul ball.
You think of 68 and you think of Danny McClain winning 31. 18-time All-Star, of course, Gold Glove winner, 68 championship, batting title in 55, then became straight up big leagues, 3,000 plus hits. The home runs, how about that? 399 career home runs. Oh, you think he was robbed maybe once or twice throughout his great career? Number 6 retired, of course, and special assistant to the owner, Michael Ilitch. And he could throw. I mean, he's a 5-tool player. He could do it all from right field.
0-1 pitch, swung over top by McCann.
You know, Alan Trammell was talking about the final out of Randy Johnson's no-hitter. Mike Heath was the final batter, and he swung at a pitch. He said it was head high. Remember seeing the highlight. And Trammell said he walked into the dugout and just ripped his bat. And he said the equipment manager right there giving him a bill. But he swung at a pitch way over his head for the final strike. Of course, the great late Dave Niehaus was on the mic for the game. And Randy Johnson goes to Cooperstown this summer. 25 years today that pitched the no-hitter.
There's a ball loose way out in center field. How it got there, we do not know.
Probably been there since the first inning, or maybe from batting practice. Maybe just laying out there. Nobody goes that deep anyway in center field.
That's from the last homestand.
Maybe a Field of Dreams that came out of the center field.
Yeah, you never know. That's your movie. Field of Dreams.
Can you just play some catch?
Sure. One and 2 to James McCann. I know Leon's been up a couple times, so he's ready to go. 96 pitches for Graveman.
He's yet to hit 100 this season.
And there's a shot to center. That's a base hit. Castellanos, a turn. He stops there. So 8 hits now off Graveman. Remember, he didn't give up any in the first 2 innings.
Just a nice easy swing up the middle by McCann, and bottom part of the batting order, actually the bottom 3, then on base a total. He tried to sacrifice that McCann had in his first at bat, but he's been on a couple of times, 3 times for Castellanos, Collins a couple of times.
Top of the order, and Anthony Goes. Goes is 0 for 3. First pitch is a fastball low and in to Goes. Goes is 1 for his last 17. So his average is down to 308. Semien. Going to be a tough play. The throw. Got him. What a play by Marcus Semien.
And Brad Ausmus wants to hold it. Ausmus is coming up out of the dugout, maybe to take a look. And now, let's forget about it. Great play by Marcus Semien. That is outstanding with the speed of Ghost.
And he was out. Heck of a play by Semien. Worth another look, we think. Galarraga thought he had a perfect game. Jim Joyce called the runner safe. He was clearly out. It was Jason Donald that was the runner, so it was an infield hit. Galarraga finished with a one-hit shutout, and Jim Joyce, he was bothered by it probably more than Galarraga was, but he handled it like a true gentleman. And
you saw the smile on Galarraga as he knew it was Jim Joyce after the fact knew he's out. But even better than that, after the game, Jim Joyce walked over to the Tigers clubhouse and talked to Galarraga about that.
Yeah, it was a bummer. You felt bad for the pitcher. You felt bad for Jim Joyce. He knew he blew it.
And under the new guidelines, it's a perfect game because they would have reviewed it, challenged it, and have been overturned, and it'd been a perfect game. But you know, if we could see the replay again, you can see clearly that Cabrera ranged too far to his right. You see again, the second baseman was ready to field the ball. If Cabrera stays at first base, Galarraga doesn't even get to play, involved in the play, and it's a perfect game.
So Hardy and Nesbitt starting to throw a righty and a lefty.
And this is all about pitch count for Simon because just too many. And of course, it goes back to early part of the game. First 4 innings, he threw a ton.
With a 34 in the fourth, that's when he walked 3. Got out of the jam.
And
so
just think of the 5th and 6th guy for the 8-9. If he had anything close to the 34, he wouldn't even still be in the game.
1-2 way outside to Laurie. Laurie has struck out and walked. Laurie had a pretty good month of May. He hit .295 in May after just .229 in April. .31 hits in the month. And he rips that one toward left field. And Cespedes will play it on a hop. And the A's have a leadoff single here in the 7th.
Another hanging splitter maybe, or slide or something that spit up the bat for Brett Laurie. A splitter that didn't split. Actually split in left field for a base hit. See the catcher, McCann, going down to probably take a ball that's in the dirt, but it never got down that far. Cespedes, smart play, taking it on one hop.
So here's Muncy. So with 101 pitches, you see Brad Ausmus looking at that lineup card.
And see, Brad Ausmus is a smart manager because he deferred to his pitching coach, Jeff Jones. Said, all right, Jonesy, I'm going to look at this. You tell me, what are we going to do?
Driven to center, but playable for Goes. Goes, squares up. He's got it, and gets it back in quickly, and he makes a perfect throw. That's the way you're supposed to do it. Yeah. Get back, get under it, and then a couple steps with a crow hop to get some momentum, and you made a perfect throw.
And if somebody in the other dugout doesn't believe you can throw, and maybe you didn't watch me during batting practice, I'm going to show you. And maybe just that one throw, the rest of this game, maybe the rest of the series, somebody said, maybe we won't try to take an extra base. And you have a chance to show off your arm, why not?
So here's Simeon. Simeon has struck out and hit a deep fly to right field. That happened with the bases loaded in the fourth.
You just kind of wish when he hit that ball cut that he'd gone to the right of where he hit it, and it might have been a 4-0 game at the time. 3 walks, and unfortunately a hard hit ball was caught in the warning track.
Simeon takes a strike. Quick throw, Laurie gets back. Twins and the Red Sox scoreless, bottom of the 7th inning.
Is it the doubleheader tomorrow or today?
It's not today.
I think it's tomorrow, yeah, because they had a rain out yesterday, and I think they were talking about 2 tomorrow, because they only go in Boston one time, because they're in the Central, the Red Sox in the Eastern. Toronto and Washington Nationals playing a doubleheader.
They're playing a doubleheader, yeah. The Nationals shut out Toronto in the first game 2-0. So the Red Sox trying to get straightened out. Red Sox 22 and 29. And last place in the East. There's a strike, and it's 0-2 to Simeon. So now Rodriguez joins Leon out in the A's bullpen. A's bullpen out in deep left center field. Tigers bullpen down the line and left. Nice block by McCann. Laurie's going to try for second, and he's going to make it. And if you're going to go, you better make it. And he did.
Well, the important thing there, Cam, is the fact that he got the secondary lead. Plus, he knows that Simon's throwing a lot of splitters, and a ball in the dirt, you take the secondary lead and you take off. And that's aggressive base running, get the scoring position. See the lead, and then as soon as he jumped off and saw the ball in the dirt, he knows it's going to be a tough play for the catcher, and even tougher for the middle infielder to make a play on a quick throw. Might as well be aggressive and take chances, because right now the A's are down 3. They need to get on the board. And against Sabathia and the Yankees were down 3-0. Home run by Burns and a 2-run shot by Brett Laurie. They tied the game.
Tapped in the hole. Iglesias. What a play. Throws to third, and Castellano dropped it.
Wow. Wow.
It was close to being one of the greatest plays you'll ever see, but Castellanos could not handle the throw from Iglesias, and the A's have first and third.
The only play was going to be for Iglesias to go to third. Castellanos, and just kind of flipped it and short hopped it, but it looked like Castellanos looked up. Watch Castellanos when he tries to catch the ball. Instead of catching it, he looks up to see where Brett Laurie is, and when he did, he took his eyes off the ball and could not handle the short hop, and Brett Laurie found a way to tumble into third base.
So it's a hit, first and third for Sogard. Iglesias, wow, he is a wizard at shortstop. So a great opportunity for the A's to get on the board. First pitch to Sogard is popped up foul. Sogard has grounded out twice, both times to Miguel Cabrera at first.
Great move with the jacket. Looks like he is finished for the night. So at least he got through 6, trying to do something here in the 7th. His club is.
Pitches high to Sogard. So Simon now at 108 pitches. His season high is 111. He's done that twice. And again, he's pitching on 10 days rest. It's a quick glance to Semien, the runner at first. Now he's going to go over there. Outfield is shallow and shaded toward left center. I'd like to see Sogard find that big gap in right center field.
Right center field between first and second, with Semien being held at first.
Semien runs. The ball's lined toward Kinsler, and he's going to flip home. And did he catch it in the air?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think he did.
No, a short hop.
He had an easy out at first, but what he saw was Laurie breaking toward home, and he threw it home.
Wow. What a break again.
Wow, that is a huge break. Kinsler just must have short hopped it.
Yeah, he short hopped it, and it was on a kind of hit and run, so the short hop there, that part's okay. Semien was going to be all right, but Kinsler, you're right, he must have seen, knowing that he didn't have a chance to get a double play, so he's going to try to get the lead runner. The lead runner, of course, was Laurie coming down the line, and maybe there's Jim Joyce signaling safe. Boy, you talk about 2 breaks in an inning.
That is a huge break. So now Burns hits with the bases loaded. So it's not a hit, it's a fielder's choice. And Burns, soft single to center field, and that's a base hit. 1 run scores, and they'll hold Semien, and the bases are still loaded, and now it's 3-1.
5 consecutive multi-hit games for Billy Burns. 4 against the Yankees. Now this one tonight, that was a big one. And you talk about just serve me up one. Went down to get the splitter, served it to center field, and Marcus Semien not sure if Ghost was going to catch it or not. So he had to hold up, making sure he was not going to be doubled off. And that quickly, a couple of breaks for the A's, take advantage, and they scored 1. Chance to score more.
So Alfredo Simon pitches well, but a strange way to end as he leaves here in the 7th inning. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. It's your oil change, tune-up, and brake experts.
After the A's take on the Angels at the Coliseum, that will be at 6:35 p.m. Fans can watch the post-game fireworks show from the outfield grass, but you know, as always, on-field capacity is limited. Get your tickets now, right now, at athletics.com/fireworks. They are standing by, sitting by, taking your orders right now for the June 19th second fireworks of 6 at the Coliseum.
So the A's have scored one. They got the bases loaded and one out. Simon is done for the night. 6+ innings. Joe Nesbitt takes over, the rookie right-hander. 1-1 with a 3.54 ERA. Right-handed hitters hitting 143 against him. He will face the switch hitter Zobrist. And the first pitch is hit hard but foul. After Zobrist, it'll be Vogt. So a run in on the Burns RBI single. A's have got a couple of breaks here and mistakes by the Tigers. And Burns, his 5th straight multi-hit game.
Now the magic wand, Billy Burns, he just showed it, flipping the ball to center field. They're playing shallow, but still dropping the ball in front of him.
One pitch to Zobrist is lined right field. JD Martinez is back, and that baby is gone. It's a line drive grand slam, and the A's lead 5-3.
Wow. How quickly mistakes can be taken advantage of. Simon deserved better, but Ben Zobrist really deserves this. He stayed back on an off-speed pitch and absolutely crushed it. And line drive, dropped his bat down gingerly and just over the right field fence. A grand slam for Ben Zobrist, and that's a big wow. I mean, you look at the inning. Simon could have been back in the dugout after 7 innings of pitching, and that's it. Instead, he's sitting down watching Ben Zobrist do this and give the A's a lead. A line drive by Ben Zobrist. Remember his first at bat as a member of the Athletics? Back on April the 6th, hit a home run. And that's the first he's hit since then. Of course, been on the disabled list, and that is huge.
So 1-1 the count to Vogt. Vogt rolls it foul. So Alfredo Simon, not only is he out of the game, now he's the losing pitcher. That young man made a great play, but he's clearly a Tigers fan.
There's nothing he could do as a home run, except the fact that he made a great catch.
I think he's sad that his team just gave up a grand slam.
That's a classic.
It's all right.
I mean, seriously, that is a great catch. I mean, it's not as if he reached over and interfered. He just caught the grand slam. A great catch. An even better hit by Ben Zobrist.
So 2 outs here in the 7th, and Butler will hit. And Nesbitt gives up the grand slam to Zobrist in a very quick turn of events. But we can't get over this play. This is a very young man. Watch this play. And then he realizes that his team is now trailing 5-3. What he's going to realize soon is that he just made one of the great small kid catches of all time.
I mean, and you think about a bullet, a line drive like that,
shot.
And it's just over that rail, and it could have hit the rail, carried up, but he went right into his glove. Tremendous play, but the emotion immediately, just hard to describe.
He's starting to feel a little bit better.
But you know, that young man should really feel pretty good, because last night, San Francisco, there was a Pirates, at least a fan in the Pirates jersey reached over and interfered, and they challenged it, ruled initially no play, and overturned. And that was a Pirate. I mean, that would have been, they're playing the Pirates, and he reaches over, but this young man makes the play tonight.
Hang in there, bud.
Just keep it. That's a grand slam. Now he's getting a little smile now. Somebody's probably telling him that's a great catch. Don't ever be disappointed about that.
Up the middle, and that's a base hit for Butler. So the 5th hit in the inning by the Athletics. So Nesbitt is trying to figure out what the heck just happened. So here's Reddick. 2 outs here in the 7th. And these have scored 5 times. High pop-up foul. Reddick with a good swing. Reddick is 0 for 2 with a walk.
You almost had a feeling that something good for the A's was going to come out of this inning, which when you have 2 plays that enable runners to reach base, that should have been out. And that's got to be really tough for the Tigers, who have had a tough time scoring runs anyway. They score 3. Pitcher who has had a 3-0 record here, plus a 0.94 earned run average at Comerica Park.
So Simon ends up giving up 4 runs.
And he's the pitcher of record.
And he is the pitcher of record. So 0-2 to Reddick.
You know, Delaire just reminds, so is Kendall Graves, pitcher of record.
Got a piece of the home plate umpire, Chad Fairchild.
And an inning in which now they're going to check on the home plate umpire. He took a direct blow. They're going to check on it. But with all the walks and strikeouts, Simon didn't walk a batter in this inning.
Nope.
Chad Fairchild, the home plate umpire. This is the foul ball. Reddick, and then off the catcher's mitt of McCann, direct shot. Bounced it back a little bit. But you just have to sympathize with umpires because they're behind the plate. We've seen so many this year where they have taken direct blows, and Jim Joyce, the crew chief, wants to make sure that he's all right, does not want to take any chances. But the way they set up, they're kind of exposed anyway to foul balls, or we hope not cross-ups. But foul balls are really, hitter, catcher can't do anything about it. Just deflects off the catcher's mitt. And well, Fairchild is okay with that direct shot.
Well, he's getting looked at pretty closely by the Tigers trainer. The umpires huddle around. And if you think about it, you got 4 umpires who spend a lot of time together.
Yeah.
They become pretty close as a group. It's like Chad Fairchild.
See his height, Kite, that he's a tall umpire, big guy, and so that in itself creates him being up higher and above the catcher.
See, Chad Fairchild's going to stay in the game. Let's hope he's okay. So they're going to let Nesbitt throw a couple. He was standing out there for quite a while. The count is 0-2 to Reddick. So 5 runs on 5 hits in this inning for the A's, and they now lead 5-3. Two pitches high, so 1-2. quiet Comerica Park. It's really been quiet all night. It's usually a ballpark that has a little buzz to it. Certainly not right now. Right center, and it's going to be Kinsler who grabs it. Side retired. A's score 5. The final 4 coming on one swing of the bat by Ben Zobrist. So 7th inning stretch from Detroit. A's now leading 5-3.
Sports.
All right, let's take a look at tomorrow's starting pitcher probables, brought to you by Chevron. Sonny Gray and Anibal Sanchez set to square off. Sonny 6-2 with a great 1.82 ERA. Anibal Sanchez, on the other hand, he's a good pitcher, but he's really struggling this year. His ERA is nearly 6. So I'm sure the Tigers need that to change. But tonight, Ben Zobrist with a grand slam to give the Tigers, to give the A's the 5-3 lead over the Tigers. And the A's go to the bullpen when it's time for change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. It's your oil change, tune-up, and brake experts. Evan Scribner comes in for appearance number 26. So Scribner will pitch the 7th inning. His last outing was on Thursday. He was the winning pitcher against the Yankees.
Retired 5 in a row.
So Kendall Graveman will watch from the dugout, and he's got a chance to get a win. 99 pitches for Graveman. 6 innings, 8 hits, 3 runs. Just 1 strikeout, but his deal is ground ball outs, and he got a lot of them tonight. So Graveman now looking for win number 3, but 9 outs to get for the A's bullpen. And Scribner will face Iglesias, Cabrera, and Cespedes. First pitch is a strike.
A little different style of pitcher, Scribner, now than first 6 innings by Graveman, because Scribner is a good fastball plus that curveball. But another ground ball to third base for Brett Lawrie.
And Iglesias has grounded to third 4 times.
About that. That's called rolling over.
So 1 out, and you face Cabrera with nobody on base, and that's huge with a 2-run lead. And what you'd really like to do as you look ahead is you would like to try to make sure you do not face Cabrera again in this game.
In the 9th inning, exactly right. And of course the Tigers know they need to get somebody on base for that to happen.
That was hit high and foul down the right field line.
The more we see Cabrera, and a healthy Cabrera, he had a horrible game at the Coliseum last Wednesday. Struck out 3 times and just flailing at pitches away from him, but he's staying on pitches, and when he drives the ball, as much and as hard as he is tonight to right field, you know he's on everything. And that's dangerous because you're always tempted to pitch inside. And when you do that, then you make a mistake, and usually he's able to pull it to left field.
So his hit total, 2,248. Those are active hits leaders. Alex Rodriguez getting close to 3,000. High fastball, he struck him out. So a big curve and then a high fastball, and Cabrera strikes out.
Out of the strike zone, but it went up the ladder. Look where Stephen Vogt is. He's holding the target up there, and that's exactly where Scribner put it, upstairs, and you get the big man swinging like that. That is a huge out.
So 2 away. Here's Cespedes. Cespedes is 2 for 3. Fastball right there for a strike. He has singled twice, scored a run. He's also grounded out. Swing and a miss. A little cut fastball, 87 miles an hour, but you see it just moving away from Cespedes a little bit. Not a great pitch. So Scribner got ahead of Cabrera 0-2. He's ahead of Cespedes 0-2. This one's low. 34 strikeouts for Scribner, third most among American League relievers. He's been a workhorse. That one's hit hard in the hole. Simeon has it, straightens up, throws in time, and that's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Evan Scribner. Gets a couple of big power hitters, and the A's are going to take a 5-3 lead into the 8th inning.
Nome, presented by Sungevity on Saturday, June the 20th against the Angels. We want 15,000 fans to walk away with a Nome of the Athletics ace pitcher, where the ball really lights up from solar panels built into the Nome. Get your tickets now by calling 877-493-BALL, or you can visit athletics.com/tickets. It really lights up. Man, a lot of innovative giveaways this year by the Athletics at your Coliseum.
Well, when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change, tune-up, and brake experts, as Al Albuquerque comes in. So Angel Nesbitt, a outing to forget, even though the box score, he only gave up 1 earned run, but served up the grand slam to Zober. So Albuquerque comes in for appearance number 22. And Laurie rolls at foul. 1-1 the count. Laurie, Muncy, and Simeon top of the 8th.
And you think about all the split finger fastballs thrown tonight by Alfredo Simon. And the one that did him in actually was the one that he threw 2-2 to Brett Lawrie leading off last inning. That he hung it and he hit a base hit down left field line.
And then Lawrie shoots one right up the middle for a leadoff single. So Lawrie 2 for 3. A couple of singles and a walk.
Good swing, got extension, did Brett Lawrie, and good night for the A's third baseman. He has been busy at third, fielding a lot of ground balls and 3 times on the bases. And Miguel Cabrera is smiling, saying, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah, well, I think Cabrera got the first sentence in, but after that, I think the conversation's probably going to belong to Brett Lawrie.
And he's looking for a response from Cabrera, but he never gives him a chance to respond. I don't think Miguel's too happy. I mean, to strike out on a high fastball. Josh Reddick robbed him of a ball against the wall. Still think he was upset with the umpire when he flew out to right field.
So 0-1 the count to Muncy. Muncy a strikeout, a walk, and a fly ball to center field. And there's a strike. Rangers leading the White Sox. It's now 7-2 that game in the 5th inning. Houston 5, Baltimore 4 in the 4th inning. Swing and a miss. Good pitch there by Albuquerque. So Muncy strikes out.
And speaking of splits, how about that? Straight down, and Albuquerque has been a very good reliever for the Tigers.
Kind of a workhorse. Simeon steps in. Simeon 1 for 3. Simeon hit that ball in the hole in the 7th inning. A big play where Iglesias made the backhanded play and he threw to Castellanos. Castellanos could not quite come up with the throw. They were trying to get Lawrie, who was going from second to third, and it turned out to be a big play for the A's.
And it was Simeon on the move to second base. Now, if he's not running on the play where Kinsler threw home, Kinsler probably goes for a double play.
That ball hit well to right field, but just enough room for J.D. Martinez. So Simeon's hit a couple balls well to right field tonight, which is generally a good sign, but unfortunately for Marcus, the 2 balls he's hit out there, he doesn't have anything to show for it.
And it took the rollover ground ball in the hole, that the one you described by Iglesias going to third. That's the only hit that he has for tonight.
So 2 outs for Sogard. First pitch is low. So we're being told, Ray, that Joey Gallo, who we mentioned earlier, top prospect for the Texas Rangers, who was called up and making his major league debut tonight, is 3 for 3 with a homer and 4 RBIs in that Rangers game. And again, they're leading 7-2. He's supposed to have as much power as really anybody, any prospect there is. Not quite sure about a position where he's going to play. He's playing third base tonight.
If he hits like that, they'll find the position.
And he will strike out some, but he has, from what we've been told, unbelievable power. Big, strong, left-handed hitter, Joey Gallo.
But his name is always mentioned in possible trades.
Yep.
Anytime the Rangers are thinking about trying to acquire somebody, which they probably will this year, especially if they continue to play as well as they are now.
Cabrera is going to run out of room.
Rangers at the Coliseum next week for 3 games, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
So we'll see him.
Yes, we will. That's a very short homestand for the A's. They'll be back for 3 and then head out to Southern California. At least staying in California for the month of June.
As Lonnie, the left-hander, starts to throw. Sogard is 0 for 3. He did reach on a fielder's choice and score in the 7th. This one's popped up and it could be playable, and it will be as Kinsler makes the catch in foul territory. Side retired. Bottom of the 8th coming up. It'll be Kinsler, Martinez, and Collins. 5-3 A's lead. Can't figure out baseball. The A's were losing 3-0 after 6, and they just weren't doing anything. But a grand slam by Ben Zobrist, part of a 5-run 7th inning, and the A's now have a 5-3 lead. And Graveman has a chance to get a win. Ben Zobrist with his 6th career grand slam. So A's playing good baseball, getting a break or two, and they've taken advantage tonight. Andy Perino comes in the game at shortstop. So Perino in for Marcus Semien.
You know, it was Kendall Graveman's start last Thursday against the Yankees. CC Sabathia, but the A's were trailing 3-0 in that game as well. Came back, tied it, took the lead. Matter of fact, they ended up winning 5-3, and that's the score right now.
So Scribner, who threw just 9 pitches in that 7th inning. So Bob Melvin would love to get 2 innings from Scribner as he faces Kinsler, Martinez, and Collins. Quick 2-0 to Kinsler, who's 0 for 3, and he's really struggling. And a fastball. Fouls it down the right field line. Looks like Scott Kazmir is going to start on Friday for the A's, so that's good news. Friday at Fenway.
Skipping a full start for him is everybody else on normal return. Jesse Hahn will pitch the series finale here.
That one's hit high in the air, center field. Burns going back. He's got room, deep left center field, and that's out number 1.
Billy Burns ran, looked, and said, I still have another 30 feet.
Yep, I got plenty of room.
That ball was crushed by Kinsler, and I tell you, he has hit 1 home run, and hitting a ball like that, that's up in the green area in Arlington, Texas.
So this was Kazmir earlier today, throwing a bullpen. Shoulder feels a little bit better, so he's announced that he is good to go for Friday. So that's good news.
Drew Pomerantz also
getting closer.
Yeah, pitched on Sunday. He said he was very close, maybe even as close as tomorrow. Who knows?
Oh, 1 to J.D. Martinez. And now 0-2. Eric O'Flaherty off the disabled list today. Right. So the A's get O'Flaherty back. Another left-hander out in that bullpen. Angel Castro heads back to AAA Nashville. He's starting to get those frequent flyer miles out of Nashville. Strike 3 call. 3 pitches. Scribner strikes out Martinez. 2 outs.
Great cut fastball by Evan Scribner. A pitch that he probably thinks, where would I be without this? He's got the big overhand curve. The cut fastball nails the outside corner. Perfectly thrown. Great 0-2 pitch, and J.D. Martinez knew it.
So here's Collins. Big curve stays up and away to Collins. Red Sox beat the Twins 1-0 a final.
Wow.
Red Sox, who have not been scoring a lot of runs, they only got 1 tonight, but it was enough.
1-0 at Fenway Park. How rare is that?
So the Tigers are thinking, well, we got a chance to pick up a game, but they're running out of time. Problems is in the house. It's good to have problems. It's good to have problems here.
99 of them, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Got the young man out there catching a line drive on a grand slam, and then we show problems 99.
99. Hit hard. Muncy has it, and Scribner goes 6 up, 6 down in the 7th and the 8th inning. See, this young man, he was crying before, now he's a media darling. Nice job, young man.
Is presented by authority of the Oakland Athletics and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
So 5-3 A's lead the Tigers. We've reached the 9th inning. It's time for change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change, tune-up, and brake experts. The closer, Joakim Soria, comes in. So if you're thinking, well, why the heck would the Tigers bring their closer in? Well, the last time Soria pitched was last Wednesday against the A's.
Yep.
The Tigers got swept by the Angels in Anaheim over the weekend, so Soria did not pitch in that game. Yesterday was an off day. So he needs a little work.
And he picked up a couple of saves at the Coliseum last Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday night 1-0, and Wednesday 5-3.
1-2 now to Burns. 2 for 4 for Billy Burns. 2 singles, RBI, and a run scored. Burns now has 13 hits in his last 29 at bats, and his batting average is up to .333. He did not go, says Greg Gibson.
Greg Gibson has had a few opportunities tonight. All 3 have been, from the A standpoint, the exact same way. Not even close on check swings.
Two pitch is tapped, just foul.
Burns returns from second base after rounding the bag, and he can fly, and he just slaps the ball.
Well, he'd be a tough guy to defend.
Absolutely. I mean, the outfield extremely shallow.
I mean, yeah, you can understand the outfield playing shallow, maybe playing the other way, but on the infield, he'd be tough to defend.
Just think when he really accomplishes bunting. I mean, he's working on it, but he's got so many things that he is doing.
Well, we saw that big overhand curve at the Coliseum last week. So 1 out. Hey, we got in-depth sports news for the Bay Area fan. Know It All with Sportsnet Central. It's brought to you by Hyundai, and it's tonight at 10:30, and it's on our sister station, Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Highlights and clubhouse reaction from this A's Tigers game. The Cavs have arrived in the Bay Area for the NBA Finals. We get the latest on the Klay Thompson injury update. Zobrist rips one to the gap in right center field and goes, caught it. What a play by Anthony Goes. He's a terrific outfielder, and he showed it there.
Ball just hung up just enough, and for Ghost to be able to get to it, they were shifting him to the right side. Ghost playing in center, long run into right center, and just to not get down quickly enough for Ben Zobrist to have extra bases. He did hit the biggest of the night into the seats, and this time robbed by Ghost. I would love to hear the interview that young boy is doing after catching a grand slam. He's
still doing them.
He was doing interviews and started to realize that maybe he's a hero. Actually, it was a true slam, was a home run. It made a nice catch.
He's just kicking up right now and relaxing.
Yeah.
Just waiting for the bottom of the ninth. 0-2 to Vogt. Vogt is 0 for 3 with a walk. Struck out a couple of times, and he has grounded out. Joakim Soria trying to keep the deficit for the Tigers at 2. Cespedes will not get this one as it drops into the second row. All right, in the 9th inning, Ray, Castellanos, McCann, and Go. So 8, 9, and 1. So for Cabrera to hit, 2 guys would have to get on base. So if he hits, he will be the winning run.
Yeah, Scribner did a great job because it started with Cabrera, struck him out on a high fastball, and retired 6 in a row. So going back to his last appearance for Evan Scribner, that's the 5 against the Yankees and 6 tonight. 11, pretty good for the setup man.
Clippard is ready in the A's bullpen. 1-2 pitch. Kinsler has it. So Soria has a 3-up, 3-down inning. So we are headed to the bottom of the 9th at Comerica. A's hanging on to a 5-3 lead with their closer coming in.
A's down by a couple of runs, and Ben Zobrist, a line drive, second home run of the season, first grand slam this year for Ben Zobrist, first of the season, 6th overall for Ben Zobrist in the grand slam variety. So Ben Zobrist, our Honda player of the game, very deserving, and see if the A's can hang on to win the first game in the month of June for them. They had their first day off yesterday, the actual first day. Tyler Clippard will try to close it out as he is 7 for 8 save opportunities. He's allowed a couple of home runs. The walks and innings pitched, that's the scary part. He's walked 13 in 22 in the third innings. So Tyler Clippard, nothing better than to have a clean inning, because looming, as they say,
looming, that's a good word,
in the hole would be none other than Miguel Cabrera. So that's the guy you want to keep in that hole.
Castellanos to lead it off. So Scribner, terrific. 6 up, 6 down with a couple of strikeouts. So here's Clippard. And here's Castellanos. First pitch is a fastball, a little bit hot. James McCann to follow, and then the top of the order, Anthony goes.
And by all rights, if you're down by 2 and you're the leading off the inning, you should take a strike and force a pitcher to not just throw a pitch or two, and that's very shocking, because first pitch was high. Try to force him to throw a strike because your run really means nothing. You just need to get on base. So good break for the A's there. Again, getting the swing and the foul back by Castellanos.
Castellanos is 2 for 2, 2 singles, a walk, and a couple of RBIs. He had a 2-run single in that 4th inning, and that's when the Tigers got their 3 runs. A's got their 5 in the 7th. Two and 1. Swing and a miss. Good changeup that time. 78 miles an hour.
Pulled the string perfectly on the 2-1, and I think Castellanos was aggressive on the 1-0 fastball, fouled it back. Might as well go after him with a changeup, which he did, and threw a great one.
2-2 pitch, rolled on the ground. Perino charges. He throws. Got him. Andy Perino with a nice play. So 1 away.
Third game that we have seen where, with the lead, Perino's gone in defensively in the last couple of innings at shortstop, and a very good play there by the magician, as Johnny Dasco named him when he's in Sacramento. And I will say, though, tonight Marcus Semien has played flawless as well. He played a very good game defensively. Perino given him a couple of innings, and that was a very good play by Andy.
Here's James McCann, the 9th place hitter. He's had a good game. Sacrifice, double, single. So the bottom of the order has done their job for the Tigers. Swing and a miss. Good changeup.
If you have not seen a changeup, the Clipper throws, and you're gearing, you fall behind or get ahead, and you start thinking he's going to throw me a fastball, and here it comes out of the same slot, and all of a sudden he pulls the string. Not surprised. You see the swing by Castellanos and McCann, back-to-back at bats.
Got a fastball there, had a good swing, fouled it straight back, and that may have been the best pitch he's going to see in this at bat to hit.
And you know what happens there after that changeup? Maybe there's just that slight. Is he going to do it again? And even though it's a fastball to hit, he's late on it, maybe because of just thinking of him pulling the string again.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out with a fastball. 2 outs here in the 9th inning.
Well, as Tyler Clippard has told us in interviews, he said it's like the old chess game. Do they think I'm going to throw the changeup or the fastball? I have both that I can throw. I know what I'm going to throw. They don't. And that's back-to-back fastballs after one good changeup.
So here's the leadoff man, Anthony Goes. First pitch to Goes is downstairs for a ball. Goes is 0 for 4. Change up, drops in there for a strike.
See, he's doing what you're supposed to do. Take a strike.
Yep.
I mean, he could have been swinging, thinking fastball and swinging hard, but he took it. Fortunately for the A's, and Clippard, it was a strike.
Setting up inside. That one's rolled foul off the tarp down the right field line. So Clippard ahead in the count, 1-2. Here's the 1-2, and it's a swing and a miss, and that's the ball game. Tyler Clippard with a clean 9th inning, and the A's take game 1 of this 3-game series. And Ben Zobrist, the hero tonight, with a grand slam in the 7th inning that gave the A's the lead. So took 2 hours and 50 minutes in front of 28,362. Final score: the A's 5 and the Tigers 3. You've been watching Oakland A's baseball at Comcast Sportsnet California. Don't go away. A's postgame live with Brody Brazil and Bip Roberts starts right now.